Alright, good evening guys. I'm Arjun and I'm a year 1 student in mechanical engineering, and today I'm actually going to be telling you to stop giving so many fucks. Yes, you heard that right. This was based on a book I read when I was in NS, and I have to say, like, if you need any recommendation for like a self-help book, I'll say this is the only book you ever need. So now, let me ask you guys a question, okay? What's bugging you right now? What's a problem that you have? Something is making you sad. Someone, give me an examples. WCT, okay, like your grades, you know, relationships, or professors, anything? Presentations, okay, good. So you keep these things in mind first, keep it in hope, and then just think of something, you know, that's bugging you, something that's making you sad. Have you thought that you might actually be giving too many fucks? Now, this might sound really obvious, but there are just way too many things to give a fuck about. For example, like, you know, the inconsiderate drivers on the road, your assignment that's worth like a grand 5% of your total grade. Or like, you know, like when a crash doesn't text you back. There's just so many things to give a fuck about. So, these things make us sad, and you know, you wonder like, oh, positivity seems like the best solution for this, right? No! Fuck positivity, seriously. This is not the way to go, okay? Your boyfriend cheated on you, oh well, at least I know he wasn't the one. Or like, oh, you lost your job, that's great, now I can explore your passion. You see, by being too positive, we sometimes end up deluding ourselves an actual problem, and we distract ourselves with something that we actually not mean, something meaningful to us. So we have to realize and accept the fact that this world is fucked up. There are a lot of messed up things that are happening, and like society isn't perfect, and you know, I can keep going on and on about these things, but you guys know it. And like, there are winners and losers in society. We cannot like escape from the reality. We cannot delude ourselves. So knowing this, having this sort of realism, in fact, let's talk about the other life lessons that, you know, this book taught me. You are not as special as you think. Okay, you may not tell yourself that you're special, but we tend to subconsciously believe it and make it a part of us. We all want to be unique, but even if you're like good at one thing, right, it doesn't mean that statistically, right, you'll be like sort of average or below average at other things. And like, even if someone says you're the jack of all trades, they're just focusing on a few things. But what about being average? Don't you think it's quite sad that being average is like the new standard of failure these days? Nobody wants to be average anymore. Like, it's quite funny because average is like the normal level of achievement, but like no one sees that as successful. Come on man, like be realistic. B plus is the average grade, but is that what you really want? Think about it. Like ask yourself, touch your heart. You want something more than that. So today I stand here with confidence, telling all of you that it's okay to be ordinary, okay? Like, it's okay to not be the special snowflake your mama told you that you were. We have to be smart about this, okay? There's just too many things in the world to be good at. You will be bad at some other things. And it's natural, it's okay. We cannot give so much fucks about being too sad about this. If not, you know, we actually make our problems worse. Happiness, key. So, I think that happiness is a problem. And I'm not saying that it intrinsically is wrong, but I think the constant desire for happiness itself is so toxic in nature. Don't you guys feel like very often you have to keep making yourself happy just to stay happy? And like, it's sort of like an unstable equilibrium, but the thing is, it shouldn't be that way. But the thing is, often what happens is that the desire for these positive experiences become very negative because a lot of problems stem from the fact that we don't feel like our positive experiences are good enough, or there's not enough of it. Let's say you get 1 A for your exam, okay? Then you're like, oh, I did well, I want another A, let's get more and more. Then your standard for success becomes getting straight A's. But even if you get 1 less A, you feel like you're not good enough, and that shouldn't be the case. What about suffering? What about sadness now? You know? Earlier I said that when you adopt positivity, you sort of brush away this pain inside. But the thing is, we cannot let that happen. We have to accept negativity into our lives. We have to become one with our problems, you know? If not, you know, like they say, like, good things wouldn't actually feel so good if bad things didn't feel that bad. Usually when we have problems, we try to think of logical ways to like solve them, right? So let's say your problem is you feel like you don't have enough money. Okay? So what will self-help books tell you? They'll tell you, oh, this is how you can make more money. But are you really helping yourself? Are you actually self-aware of your problem? Why didn't you feel this desire to reach in the first place? Your problem is that you feel like you need to reach. It's not about the fact that you don't have enough money. So think about the problem that I was talking about earlier. I asked you guys, what's bugging, right? Think about why it's a problem. Chances are it involves some sort of failure. But what if the failure wasn't a failure? What if you can change the way you think? You know? Like, you cannot judge yourself by the same standards that other people judge themselves, because we're all different people, we have different abilities. It's just not fair to do that. So, I understand that we cannot choose the problems that we get every day, it's normal. But what we can choose to do is the way we perceive them and the standards by which we tend to like, you know, define them and like judge them. So like, I think that I'm not close to my brother because I don't spend much time with my brother, but that's like a very generalized way to think about it. But if actually like, if I change my metric and change the way I think about it, I can still be close to my brother. I don't have to spend that much time with him. So earlier I said that we have too many things to give a fuck about, and yeah, I'm standing here today to tell you what to not give a fuck about as well. And I refer to these as shitty values. And there are 3 shitty values. Yeah, that's what the book said. So 3 shitty values that I think are really not worth the fucks that we give them. Pleasure is not the cause of happiness, guys. It's the effect of happiness. And I understand that pleasure is like one of the biggest driving forces in our life. And very often, like, a lot of things we want in life can boil down to pleasure. But if we perceive pleasure as the main cause of happiness, what will happen very often is that we tend to like forget about things, and like we will just get addicted to things, or we will, I guess you can say, you can judge things differently. It's not a very good way to look at it. Material success is the next thing, and I think it should depend on the situation. If you're poor, you don't have shelter, I think the extra $10,000 will go a long way in helping you, or even like things like a kitchen and stuff. But if you're already well off, right, working your ass off for that money is just not worth it. You're just gonna have too much more stress. Always being right all the time. Imagine that. Our brains are just inefficient machines, and there's like, we always misjudge things. We always make a lot of stupid decisions, I'll just admit it. So people that tend to think, base their self-worth on being right all the time, actually ignore, like they don't learn from their negative experience. I think that's obviously a very bad thing. But anyways, today I'm not here trying to tell you that you shouldn't give a fuck about anything. I have friends that before this person, they give me, oh, RJ, why you care? I thought you don't give a fuck. No, that's not the thing. Like, I'm telling you that you should give a fuck. Yes, but you must focus on what to give a fuck about. You should prioritize, and that's your job today. That's why I'm telling this to you. You can tell, look at RA, like, Marcus, he really doesn't give a fuck. I see him every day. He doesn't care about anything, but think about it. He still lives a very happy life. He can like match with girls like Jin on Tinder, Like, that's how good he is. Anyway, the number in my slides, there was just a fuck counter, basically the number of fucks I've seen in the slide, but let's be honest, I don't really give a fuck. Thank you.